What's going on everybody, my name is Rico, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my channel is about vlogs, series and tutorials. And in this episode I'm going to show you guys how to nail the perfect white balance. Right, so a few months ago one of my subscribers left me a comment, or it was somewhere on Reddit, asking me to do a video for the colorblind and to show how you can color grade while being colorblind. Everything starts with the white balance, so what I'm going to show you guys is how to get the perfect white balance without even recognizing the color. So let's go. Right, so this is a different program that you're used from me. This is Premiere Pro, but after this we're going to Darktable and I'm going to show you guys how to nail the perfect white balance. What I've done is I've put the modules that we're going to use in my favorites. So we've got the white balance and we've got the color contrast one. So first let's go to Premiere Pro, and this is the image that we're going to work with. And if we look at the lumetri scopes, which is basically the histogram here in Darktable, so these are the same worths, you'll notice that the reds are very dominant, then the greens and then the blues. And here are the midtones and the highlights and the shadows. What we basically need to do is we need to increase the blues, and then the yellows will be decreased and so will be the reds. And to nail the perfect white balance, you need to make sure that red, green and blue is almost at the same height. So let's see what happens. The first thing that I'm going to use is the auto white balance. So I'm going to use the color picker. And my advice to you guys is to place it on the eyeball, because the eyeball is very white. So let me zoom in. So here we have my eyeball. Don't mind my beard and my mustache, it looks horrible, but I'm doing that because of Movember. So let me reset that, double clicking it. Double clicking it, there we go, so everything's in 0. We see the values back up here. So let's grab the color picker and let's place it in the white area of the eye. And now let's zoom out again. And you'll see that the reds have come down and the blues have been increased. But let's do it some more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one, the temperature. I'm going to increase the blues. And I might even decrease the greens just a little bit for the skin tones. But now as you can see, the reds and the blues and the greens are basically at the same height, and the white balance looks way more natural than it did before. So let me show you guys the before and after. So I'm going to click this so it will be deselected, and it's very yellow, it's very red like. And now after we've applied the changes, the white balance looks way more natural. So let's go to Darktable and let me show you guys how to do that here. So here we have the same image, it's very red, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the white balance module. And now the preset is set to camera, but I want to change it to spot. And it'll grab this entire area. But what I want to do is I want to zoom in by scrolling the mouse wheel button away from me. And I want to place the spot on my eyeball. There we go. Now let's zoom out again by scrolling the mouse wheel button towards me. And this already looks a lot more natural. Let me close that one down. And when we compare it to the one in Premiere Pro, so here's the Premiere Pro one. Let's check it out. It's got a little bit more red in it. So let's go back to Darktable. And let's just increase the reds just a little bit by dragging it to the right. Not too much. There we go. I think that resembles the same. So here's the one in Premiere Pro. Here's the one in Darktable. And now you see that this is the way how you can change the white balance fairly easy, and I think it's a better way than just using the color contrast one. And after the white balance one, I'm going to show you guys another way to do this by using the color contrast one. So I'm back to the image again. I'm going to open up the color contrast. I'm going to activate it. And now what I want to do is, let me show you guys, let's go to Premiere. So we've got a lot more blue and we've slightly adjusted the greens and magenta, so the tint. So let's go back. So here's the temperature and here's the tint. So what I want to do is I want to increase some blues by quite a bit. And let's see what happens if I decrease the greens a little bit to give it a more natural look. There you go. So let's go back. Here's the Premiere Pro one. This is a little bit more cool. Let's go back to the Darktable one. This one's still a little bit more warm, but I can't just drag everything down because that will look horrible. You'll see that everything is on the same line right now. It's black and white. So let me undo that by hitting Ctrl Z again and another time. So let's see the before. So here's the before we apply the color contrast, and here's the after, and that already looks a lot better.